Good evening and welcome to the Football Terrace. Aston Villa 3, Liverpool 3. And they say the Premier League is boring. Not on your Nelly. Not on your Nelly. What an enthralling game of football. Look, some poor mistakes. Some absolutely horrendous defending. Another bottle job. Another crumble from this Liverpool team during the Jurgen Klopp farewell party. Villa on the brink of a defeat, giving more encouragement to Liverpool. Fight back with goal, with a brace from Jhon Duran. And it's all but certain that Aston Villa will be playing Champions League football next year, unless Spurs win their last two games and Villa lose their final game of the season. But that game felt like it had absolutely everything. Absolutely everything. I want your thoughts. I want your feelings. I want your opinions. I want to know what you felt at that game. And look, from Liverpool's perspective, it was a fundamentally brilliant start. A nice attack down the right, a bit of a deflection. Martinez scoring the most ridiculously poor own goal. And you thought, okay, well, Liverpool started off well here. Now, I wanted the Liverpool win. I just wanted a very, very dramatic week. I wanted a Liverpool win. I want a Spurs win tomorrow night. Because what I wanted on the final day of the season is the title race and top four race, essentially being able to go either which way. I wanted a really exciting Sunday. Villa then go down the other end and they equalise. I mean, Kwanzaa absolutely ripped to shreds by Ollie Watkins. Excellent strike from Yuri Tillemans. And it was game on. But Aston Villa's defending tonight was absolutely horrendous. It was horrendous. Their high line was all over the place. They were being caught on the break. So what? They were being caught on the break. Their high line was being caught out of position. And Liverpool were tearing through them. They then go 2-1 up courtesy of Gakpo, the assist. I'm actually sure if he gets the assist, but the goal created by Joe Gomez playing in that left back role. And then just after half time, he doesn't actually get the assist. There might have been a slight deflection on the ball. That's why Kwanzaa makes up for his error earlier on in the game, scores a third goal, makes it 3-1. And then the game essentially was done. There was very little impetus from Villa. They looked tired. They looked lethargic. The game was just petering out nicely. There were still chances being created for Liverpool. It looked over. It looked absolutely finished. And then a substitution was made on the 79th minute. And this was such an interesting one because it was for Zaniolo only came on in the 65th minute. 15 minutes later, he goes off injured. Duran comes on. Now, maybe Duran was going to come on anyway. Maybe we'll never, ever know. But he comes on, and then within a minute or two, a horrendous mistake from McAllister. He turns into trouble. He loses the ball. Huge, thunderous, accurate strike into the bottom corner. And it's 3-2. And the crowd are up. And that crowd and that noise send a absolute injection of adrenaline and euphoria and energy. It was coursing through every single vein, seeping through each pore of those Villa players, and they just turned it on again. Now there's some huge fortune in the third and the equalising goal. But at that point, Liverpool's arses had gone. Is what the term bottle means. It means bottle and glass. It's Cockney rhyming slang for arse. Their arse went. The ball gets played in by Diaby. I don't know if it's a shot, a deflection, bad control. It doesn't matter from a Villa point of view. It comes off Duran's thigh, goes over Becker, lands in the back of the net, and Liverpool and their poor defence, because it has been a poor defence this year. Defensively, a very, very poor season from Liverpool, especially in the end. 41 goals conceded from them, by the way, which is, it's not as bad as the mid-table teams or anything like that. But for a team that was in the title race up until just a few short games ago, That's not nowhere near a good enough defensive record. They've scored 84 goals. Goal scoring's not really been the problem. It's been their back line. And it stood strong most of the season. They conceded the chances and the opportunities, but they weren't really hemorrhaging the goals. But it feels like that's really changed in recent weeks. But. That's it now for Liverpool. They had the final home game, and I'll say farewell to Klopp. Villa put themselves into a very commanding position in terms of this Champions League position, which they do deserve. Villa deserve to be in the Champions League. It's as simple and as straightforward as that for me. That they had a brilliant start to the season. They haven't been as formidable at home in the last few weeks, but I think they've got a small squad in terms of overarching quality. They've had to handle European football as well, and they'll be better for that next year. That experience of playing twice a week, it's hard at times, but it will pay dividends next year. They'll have that Champions League money. They've got ambitious owners. They've got an ambitious and accomplished manager, and they'll come again. I don't feel right now as though they're just going to fade. They shouldn't just fade away next year. They've set a standard. They'll invest. They'll probably keep the majority of their better players. They'll look to buy some more quality to strengthen out this squad. And what an excellent season it is for them. Why is everyone saying top four is dumb? It's all but certain from this point. It's all but certain from this point because Spurs have to win both their games and Villa have to lose. So it looks almost certain at this point. But football's a funny old game. Villa look leggy at times tonight. Who are they actually playing on Sunday? I don't know the answer to that question. I'll find out now. Away to Palace. I mean, that is a really tough game. If Spurs win tomorrow night, maybe it's on. Because then Spurs play Sheffield United on the final day. So if Spurs actually turn up tomorrow and try to win, which I think they will, if they pull off a shock, who knows? If Villa look that leggy away at Crystal Palace with the way they're playing, it could go either way. And remember, they haven't won a game now in their last 5. They've drawn 2 and lost 3 of their last 5 games, Aston Villa. It was an excellent comeback at the end. But who knows? You're right. It's not 100% done. Do I have confidence in Spurs winning their next 2 games? Not right now, I don't, but we will see. Klopp ruined the game. The game bring back on 4 subs. I wonder what Spurs fans think of this for tomorrow. Look, I think if Villa would have won tonight, if Liverpool would have won, it would have an even different dynamic. It would have been, it would have changed things a bit more. But Spurs fans have just got to go and get their job done. Win, you really put that pressure back on. Win and you put that pressure back on a little bit more, but we will see. Despise Simp says here 1-0 to Spurs tomorrow. Look, I personally, I haven't given a prediction on that game yet. I'll be doing that tomorrow afternoon on Straight Facts. But as much as I would like Spurs to do it, because I'd like the final day of the season to be even more exciting, I just can't. Excuse me. I just can't see it. So I had early start today with the kids. So feeling it a little bit now. I want to thank Pete for becoming a member of the Football Terrace. That means a great deal to us. Panel coming very, very soon. I've got a couple of them backstage waiting for a few more people to arrive. Pete here says, someone please explain to me how Van Dijk got into the team player of the season over Saliba and Gabriel. The bias is real. Fair play to Liverpool. Can't wait for the documentary. I mean, it's absolutely horrendous that he was in there. Everyone knows how much I rate Van Dijk. Everybody knows I think Van Dijk is a top, he's been a world-class centre-back, probably the best in the world in recent years. But him being in contention for player of the season this year, I think is crazy. Over Saliba and Gabriel as well, it doesn't make sense. Individually, they've been better than him this season. Oh, I needed that. I'm really thirsty today. I'm getting fed up with Salah. Does not track back, loses the ball so easily, barely does anything. I'm so ready for him to leave. He is not going to get better. That is an interesting take. Terry, Man City will win all matches for the remainder of the season. Rose, and you probably will from this point. You're the best team in the world. I wouldn't put it past you. So, yeah, I think it's a very, very fair prediction. Very, very fair prediction, especially when you look at the form of West Ham and Spurs. You should be winning your remaining 2 games. But there we go. This here says live chat. Hello. So basically, I saw the score was 3-1. Right. Thought, damn, Villa never turn up. Thought it went rap. Went chop. Came back and saw it was 3-3. That's why you never walk out on football matches. Ever. Football. That's why football's the best drama in the world. You couldn't script it. You couldn't write it. It's phenomenal football. You shouldn't have done that. You watch it to the end if you can. Terry, what's next for Liverpool? Klopp is leaving. Salah is question mark for Saudi. Look, what's next for Liverpool? Slot is coming in. As far as I'm concerned, I mean, it doesn't matter who I trust, but they've got Edwards making footballing decisions. One of the most sought after and coveted men in football. Have they made a mistake? Only time is going to tell. But I would trust him when it came to making footballing decisions from my club. So many of the signings that have made Liverpool so formidable, made them champions of England, made them champions of Europe, sort of handpicked by him and his team. Since leaving, the recruitment and football decision-making at Liverpool hasn't been as good. Salary's looking a bit washed. Liverpool should cash in. I think there's an element of that could be true. But from my perspective, I feel a little bit as though I feel like the team has lost its motivation for Klopp ever since they felt the title race was done. That hasn't helped. And that could be me just protecting Mo Salah. Maybe he has gone over the hill. But sometimes a change is as good as a rest, and we'll see next year. Ooh, they have you on once. I can't stop. I'm so sorry. How are City the best team in the world? You are delirious, Terry. Real Madrid are. Real Madrid are the biggest. I think if Man City and Real Madrid played each other 10 times on the bounce, and you have a rest of 4 or 5 days between each game, I think Manchester City win maybe 7 of those matches. Maybe 6. I think City are better than them especially, I just do. But in the previous game, where they played in Champions League, Real Madrid got the better of them in terms of those results. But yeah, I do think that. But that doesn't mean you win every game. I do think City are the best team in the world. I think if you take the last 4 or 5 years into consideration, you look at league dominance, you look at trophies won, you look at quality, what you've done in the Champions League, add it all together, I would put City ahead of them right now. But that's just me. Salah is looking at, sorry, already done that super chat there. Don't gamble on slot machines. Saw it was 3-1, went downstairs to go study, just pressed on your live and found it was 3-3. Not a great season ender for Kloppy. No, not at all. It certainly isn't. 1 second here. There we go. Cool. No, certainly not a good end for Klopp. Then Klopp's farewell party has essentially been ruined. Like, it's genuinely been ruined. It really, really has. It's been ruined so badly. It really, really. I wonder what's going through his mind right now. I don't know what's going through his mind right now. I'd love to know. What do you all think he's thinking? What do you all think that he is thinking? Will Darwin Nunez leave Liverpool? Potentially. I think he could. I mean, he most certainly could. Hi, Terry, your biggest fan. You never read my chat, but I hope Spurs win, but I will never support that lot, I think you're meant to say. Yeah, wanting someone to win isn't necessarily supporting them, but I hear you. We all do that. Like from my point of view, we all sort of at times want people to win games that benefit our football club. I don't understand. I've seen a lot of people in the last 24 hours talk about this, and I don't really understand what the big hoo-ha is about. It's it's normal and it's natural. There is no, and you know how I know this? And I've seen Arsenal fans in the last few days slagging off other Gooners for saying that some have said in jest, I'm going to be the biggest Spurs fan, or I'm going to be this, or I'm going to be that. But every Arsenal fan I know, 110% on the final day of the season in 1999, wanted Spurs to beat Man United. They all did. Every single one. There is not a single Arsenal fan that would have wanted Man United to win that game, because it meant we won the league and it meant we could complete the treble. That doesn't mean you're a bad, it means you're a perfect Arsenal fan, because you wanted a result that could benefit your club. Arsenal fans wanting Spurs to win tomorrow is the most normal and natural way you could feel. The same as if Spurs win the game and it helps Arsenal win the league, there's an element of that should frustrate Spurs fans. It's normal. I don't understand why we're trying to change football. It's if Real Madrid playing final day of the season and they were up against, they couldn't win the league and they were up against Girona. But if Girona win, they win the league and it stops Barcelona from doing it. They might not want to lose the game, but there would be part of, no, do it the other way around. It's easy the other way around, actually. If it's Barcelona versus Girona, and if Girona win the league and Madrid don't, but if Barca win, Madrid win the league, Madrid fans will want Barcelona, their arch nemesis, to win. It's normal. I don't know why suddenly everyone's talking like it's weird. I don't understand it. Maybe I'm missing something. But there we go. There we go. Right, Husam and G, Sam and Ram are all coming on to give their says, give their views, and give their opinions. My era, Stan was lethal. Yeah, Stan was out of this world, my man. He was absolutely out of this world. But Real Madrid destroyed City without even playing their own football. Real Madrid were and will always be the best club in the world for many, many years. Biggest, definitely. Best, I don't know. But that's another conversation for another day. It's time to bring the boys out now. Not everyone's got their cameras on, but they'll show they'll turn them on. Welcome back, everyone. Husam, another crumble, another collapse, and the farewell party is ending embarrassingly for Klopp.
Farewell party has been pooped long ago. The party is dead, brother. There is no party. You could tell by the body language of the players. I think they've given up. They genuinely don't care. I really don't believe any of the players actually give a what that we actually dropped points today. I don't think any of them will have any problem sleeping at night today. That's the way I'll put it. Because listen, it's obvious. I'm obviously not a body language expert. It's not like I'm former military or something. Why you could just tell they just genuinely don't care, and they're just strolling around, and everyone's body language stinks. And this is just a culmination of Liverpool's season. I wish I could say, that is the prototypical create 500 chances and then just miss them all. But I don't even think that was the case today. I think, obviously, Aston Villa were the better team. Had we won 3-1, actually, they should have felt hard done by, because, obviously, they were a lot better than we were. They had more XG, all of that stuff. So, yeah, today's game, obviously, it meant nothing for our season. There is no fear of losing out on top 4. Obviously, we can't win the league. We lost it against Crystal Palace at home, despite all Terry's attempts. So, yeah, defensively, it's just we're so open, man. We're so open. It's actually McAllister, who's my guy, who I've been talking about positively all year long, who just made an unnecessary howler there. I don't even think that he was under pressure or anything, but he just gave the ball away just like that. He just gave the ball away just like that. And, people think it's an agenda, but I feel like people just have an aesthetics, an aesthetics thing for Diaz. Because this Diaz guy is just, I genuinely have no words to describe how crap he is. I mean, even in the first half, Mo Salah made 2 great runs for him. One he gave to Martinez, the other one he literally just gave to the corner flag. I think this guy's not good enough for Liverpool. I think it's time for us to be ruthless. Diaz needs to go. Nunez needs to go. Players who are not good enough need to go. And defensively today, we were shocking as well. And I think it's time for us to call out the fact that we need a DM. I think we need a DM going forward. I think we need someone. And actually, this is one of our bigger mistakes as well headed into the season. The fact that we didn't go with the prototypical Liverpool DM, which is what you expect, you know, a destroyer and all that type of stuff. And look, 3-1 up, probably didn't even deserve it. Ends up being 3-3. You know, they deserve to get something in this game, but there's nothing positive to say about today's game. And there's nothing surprising to say about today's game as well. I'm not going to fake rant. I'm not going to come up here and be fake and just... Oh, I'm back. My bad. It's really not shocking though. Like it's just the body language is just horrible. Even Trent today, who's actually my favorite player, who I defend and back all the time, even his body language was just not good enough. So
do you know what's really interesting? I know he's not making content at the minute, but I remember Jerry coming on the terrace the day that Klopp announced that he was leaving, and pretty much everything that's happened to your season in terms of the way it has petered out, the performances, the body language. He said he kind of predicted that happening, and I'm not saying like correlation and causation, but he just sort of said he thinks it was the wrong time to do it. Do you think there's anything in that, in your opinion?
No, I don't think it has anything to do with a Klopp announcement, and I'll tell you why.
Here comes protecting Jurgen Klopp. Here comes
Mo. I'm on this side of the screen. Terry, ask me a question. So mute your mic, please.
Is this your show or Terry's show?
As I was saying, this is the Liverpool match reaction. So thank you. So anyway,
I was invited here, by the way, and I love to be here and to report that Jurgen Klopp completely screwed the season for Liverpool by announcing it. I said that in back when I remember it was a Friday when we woke up and you did an emergency stream. Jurgen Klopp is leaving, and everybody panicked, right? Guys, you have to admit it now, people. What he did. Yes, maybe his hand was forced behind his back, but it literally affected your season. You have to admit it now. Stop protecting him.
So can I just ask this one question?
Yes, go ahead.
Would it have been any different if he announced it end of the season? Would it be any different?
Yes. Can I just one point? The pressure would be much less. Once Liverpool announced, by the way, all the season, by the way, guys, all Liverpool fans, nobody had pressure on Liverpool to win the league title. The players were playing very free all the season, by the way. The day he announced it, the next day, all the papers wrote one thing: do it for Klopp. Even the Liverpool big journalists that go in the press conference said, do it for Klopp. Do you guys think that the players didn't read into this? That everybody, it's very simple. I am a football player and I signed up a contract, and this magnificent manager with a great stature in this club, and then we're rebuilding. This is a rebuilding season, new midfield, everything. You know, Mohamed Salah renewed his contract. He's staying Saudi, not Saudi. Van Dijk, all this talk, right? And then we're playing without pressure, but we're playing very, very, very well, right? Everything, no pressure on us. The pressure is on Arsenal. You have to win it now. It's your second season. Man City 4-peat, nobody puts pressure. Suddenly, well, Jurgen Klopp, you're leaving. Is it his fault? I don't know, by the way. I don't know. I am not in the Liverpool dressing room and I'm not in the boardroom. Maybe they were forced. But the facts are, once that happened, everybody looked at Liverpool like, well, you got to do it now for this guy. Otherwise, he will have one league title in 9 years. You got to do it. And all the players looked at each other like, we got to do it for this guy then, this great manager. It's just logical. Why are we saying otherwise? It's just logical.
We're saying this logic, right?
I'll tell you why I'd say otherwise. Samuel, can I just answer this guy? Because obviously he's very fraudulent with his approach, as per usual. I let you speak. Don't interrupt me once. If you come off mute once, I'll mute my mic and I won't speak. Anyway, as I was saying, the reason why it's not Klopp's fault, Mo, you fraud, is because it's not Klopp's fault that Diaz missed one-on-ones, and it's not Klopp's fault that Nunez missed tap-ins, when it was actually possible for us to win a league title, because our season ended Crystal Palace at home, okay? Everything that happened after that does not matter. Literally everything that happened after that does not matter. As soon as we secure top 4, that's it. The season is done anyway. Season's done. There's nothing left to fight for. What am I fighting for? Like, even if we won today, what we come here and say, oh, yes, Jurgen Klopp announced it and we won against Villa. How does today's game change anything? Today's game doesn't change anything. Factually, we came up against Manchester City. title race game. Everyone looking forward to it. We had more possession, more passes, more accurate passes. We had more chances, more clear-cut chances, higher XG. That was during the run-in. It has nothing to do with Klopp's announcement that Diaz cannot score a one-on-one. It has nothing to do with Klopp's announcement that Nunez looked Onana in the face and then passed it to Dalot. That has nothing to do with Klopp's announcement. Crystal Palace at home, we lost 1-0. Jota missed a clear-cut opportunity. Salah missed a clear-cut opportunity. Diaz missed a clear-cut opportunity. Curtis Jones missed a one-on-one. They were missing from headers, missing from corners. What's that got to do with Klopp's announcement? Klopp's announcement would have been a valid reason if we changed the way we play football, or we didn't dominate the other team, or we got dominated, or we got destroyed on the pitch or something. In every single one of those Premier League, I'm saying Premier League games, ever since Klopp's announcement, we were the better team, we dominated, had higher XG, had more possession, had more clear-cut chances, and we just missed them all. If I took out one of Diaz and Nunez and I put a player who can actually play the sport and put the ball in the back of the net, we'd have been league champions. And I'm talking about mid players. I'm actually being serious. In January, I wanted Hwang Hee-chan. That's why I wanted. I just went low as fuck with my expectations. If I take off Diaz and I put Hwang Hee-chan, we are league champions. If I take off Nunez and I put Højlund, we are league champions. Simple as. We just take your chances. And the forward players not taking their chances has literally just affected the rest of the team as well. Because even the defenders and the midfield and stuff, they weren't operating that way. But every time they create a chance for these forwards, they're missing them. And now Van Dijk has to defend a one-on-one again, and Quansah has to defend a one-on-one again. And I feel like it's just mentally drained the whole team out, to be honest with you. We cannot. That Crystal Palace game is the culmination of everything that's happened. And today's game doesn't prove anything, by the way, just so everyone knows. Today's game does not prove that it's Klopp's fault or Salah's fault or anyone's fault. Today's game is literally what we have seen week in, week out from this Liverpool team. It's nothing new. It's just typical.
Do you agree that the forward line... Sorry, guys. So can I respond to him like very short? Does anybody here agree that some players just mentally collapse under pressure? Like you can pressure a player into making the wrong decision, not playing well. That happens in every club, in Man City and Liverpool, everybody, right? That's very simple, right? What changed in Liverpool season, right? That we can say that maybe at the last yards you started actually not having the right mentality. Can I actually point the timeline correctly? When Jurgen Klopp announced that he's leaving, everybody was playing for the club. I actually think, and we can actually put this timeline together, and we can go back to the videos. When Xabi Alonso announced that he's staying, I actually think at that time, everything fell apart. At that time, everything fell apart. Do you know why? Jurgen Klopp was leaving. They were leaving the club in the hands of someone who's doing invincible, who's playing for great football in Germany, beating Bayern and everything, right? And then Xabi Alonso said, well, guys, I'm not going here. I'm staying where I am. And then Amorim, Arne Slot, Thomas Frank, Gary O'Neill. And then everybody's looking at is Salah staying? Well, is Van Dijk extending? Oh, Arne Slot, Husam. Arne Slot out before it even announced. Husam said it. Husam, you yourself is a barometer for the media. Some fans like you, and some fans are like other people. We're behind Michael Edwards, whatever. What you are now behind the board. My point is, we can follow a timeline. It's a whole domino effect that started when Jurgen Klopp said, "Well, I'm tired, guys. I'm leaving the ship." Well, and then I'm leaving you in the hands of Michael Edwards. Michael, we're bringing Xabi Alonso. Xabi Alonso's like, oh, no, I'm not coming, bro. You find yourself someone else, bro. And they were like, oh, who do we get? Amorim. And then Tom Little started doing videos. Amorim is the best coach in the world. And then on Twitter, there is a tweet that has 500,000 views on Twitter about Amorim being the best fit. And then now when Amorim was not in the plan, now it's saying Amorim was not even there. Guys, all of this affected the season, but it all started with one thing.
Are you saying Tom Little ruined the season?
Tom Little is part of it.
So what are you saying, Sam? What you said, Sam?
I think we're doing 2 + 2 makes 52, and because it sounds nice that, it all adds up. Listen, Liverpool got themselves into a title race and their bums went. That's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. I actually added Terry on a tweet that what's it called? That actually explains a lot of what Husam says and what I also agree with. I don't know, Terry, if you can bring up that tweet.
Where did you send it to me, bro?
On Twitter.
Okay, sorry. I've not been. Would you DM it to me?
Nah, I added you on it.
Okay, sorry. Right, let me try and find it. How long ago did you do that?
Like literally like 3 minutes.
My personal account or the Football Terrace?
The personal account, yeah, your personal account.
Oh, it's not come up.
Oh damn.
Send it in the private chat.
Yeah, because my TL has been mad recently. Like it's not really updating.
Cool. But yeah, no, I'm just gonna read it out, yeah, because
okay, go on, bro.
This is as I said, this is the problem I've had with Liverpool this season. Now, I've always said my thing is if you're gonna play this basketball football, I'm fine with it, but the defense needs to keep the goals down as much as they can, and the attack needs to score as many goals as they can. Now, the reason why I feel that Liverpool were sustainable for this kind of football is because we can say the defense is not complete, the midfield is just rejuvenated, and we're just restructuring the midfield. But one thing everybody agreed on was Liverpool's attack was the most complete component in the team at the beginning of the season, even to a point where people were saying that Liverpool had one of the best attacks in Europe. Now, when I look at these stats and I see that high quality chances when a game is tied or within one goal, and I'm seeing Darwin Nunez has scored 5 but missed 21. That is title losing stats. Now, what the thing is, as I said before, I can't blame Klopp for getting a team into a position for you to score this or get this amount of XG, get this amount of chances, and you're missing all of them. I can't blame Klopp for that. What I do blame Klopp for is the 2 years of rubbish of the transfer window of some players that he's brought in. That's what I do blame Klopp for.
Yeah, that I agree with.
But when it comes to it, it's like, all right, but Klopp, if you at the beginning of the season didn't believe that Liverpool were going to be in the title race and Liverpool were in the title race, then you do have to give credit to Klopp that he's brought these players there. So at the moment, what you're looking at is really and truly at the cold light of day, the attack let the team down with the amount of chances that have been missed. And I'm not talking about like half chances. These are clear-cut chances that have been missed. So for me, when we go into this conversation about the Klopp announcement, it was damn if you do, damn if you don't. For me, damn if you do, damn if you don't. I hear what Mo is saying, but on the other side with Mo, you can say actually that gave Liverpool a little bit of energy to push on in the title race. So you can look at it on both sides. So if you're looking at it on both sides, I'm going to take a step back, take that out of the equation, actually look at it from the cold hard light of day. What messed up Liverpool's season? And I believe it was the attackers practically bottled it. The attackers practically bottled it. Like, I'll give you one example.
Why? Can you get why okay. That happened?
To be fair, if you're talking about why it happened,
yeah,
I think it was the pressure of the title race. The pressure of the title race.
Because
you're in the title race. Like you're up against Arsenal and City. You're in the title race.
Okay.
That's me personally.
Nobody put pressure on you, Sam. By the way, until Jurgen Klopp announced he's leaving, nobody said.
No, but this is why I challenge you.
I disagree
at
with
some
you because
point there will be some pressure.
Exactly.
At some point when it's March, there will be pressure.
There's gonna be pressure anyways. There's gonna be pressure. So you can say, "Oh, was there added pressure?" But in a title race, there's gonna be so much pressure on you that if you make a mistake, you might lose a title because of that one mistake. There's already pressure there. I mean, if you look at the Man City game, look how many chances Luis Diaz had. We should have really buried them 3-1. But because we missed all those chances, it ended. There we go. That's the stat. These are title losing stats. And again, let me say this. These are chances where high quality chances when a game is tied or within one goal. Do you know how mad this is?
Hey, G, Salah's the one we should sell, by the way, G.
Oh my word! But yeah, I believe Liverpool let it go. They crumbled in the pressure of the title race. I can admit that. But again, as I see from the stats, I see from my eyes, I believe that Arteta let us down.
I would love to. What I would really love to see actually is those stats. This isn't to defend any of your attackers, but I'd love to see those stats cross-referenced with the attacks of the other top teams as well. Just because,
definitely.
You know, like
what I'll
sometimes
do after is that I'll look at it after.
Thinking through. I'm intrigued to see how many like other players miss and stuff like that. As bad as sometimes. Remember when that stat went out about Paul Pogba that he walks on a pitch for 20 minutes? I was like, that sounds bad. But you have to check what other midfielders do because maybe 20 minutes is quite normal. But I hear you there. Ram, what you sound about today, bro? I'm glad you cut your hair a little bit as well. It looks a bit smarter now.
I didn't cut my hair. It's usual. It's usual.
Oh,
It's the beard.
You must
cut
have
his
washed
beard,
it.
Terry.
Oh, is it the beard? Ah, that's
beard,
what it says. I knew something looks fresher. It looks nice.
Yeah, but the one thing I can say that Liverpool ain't playing
with
nice.
those glasses on and with a clean, like shave and long hair. You look like my auntie. It's cool, bro.
Hilarious, bro. Hilarious. You're funny. But like I said, I wasn't too bothered about this game. Season's done. Actually, the only person that I could say that actually played well was Harvey, and that's the only player that's played well for the last couple of weeks. He's the only player that seems to give a damn. Harvey creating chances. Harvey's trying to do this. Harvey's trying to do that. Been consistent with that. I can't fault anything that he's done for the last couple of weeks. But everybody else, it's not good enough. And when it goes back to the question about whether Klopp was the reason or the announcement was the reason why they might have dropped off at this moment, I think it's something a little bit worse. And I've started to notice it quite a bit. The lack of self-belief within this team is very, very palpable. I can get pressure and everything, but self-belief is a big thing. And if you guys don't have any self-belief, I do worry about your future at this football club because you need to have some form of self-belief. There's a lack of motivation. There's a lack of real quality. And I think that just comes down to the lack of self-belief within these attackers. So especially with Nunez, we all know Nunez likes to miss chances left, right, and center. But Diaz, at times Gakpo has that little bit. Like it's something that needs to be sorted out. And I think something that Arne Slot needs to really think about when he's making some new transfers or asking Edwards to get rid of some of these players. So yeah, man, is what it is. I wasn't too bothered about this game. I just can't wait for the season to end. I'm done.
G, do you echo that? Is it a bit similar for yourself, just counting down the days?
We've got nothing to play for. So it's just we drew 3-3. We saw things that we've seen all season. Villa probably just wanted it more. Like I don't really know what else you can even say in a game like that, though. Like, do you know what I mean? We drew. We were in a position to win the game, and ultimately our defensive frailties, it came to fruition. Like that's been kind of normal though. So this game, like many, is not a game that I'm looking at and thinking that it's, oh my goodness, how could you do that? How could you, how could you draw this game? And what do you mean? Like I've watched Liverpool all season. Like this game is the same game I've watched about 10 times. Like I've seen this story 100 times. So to see us then draw the game like this, I'm just like, I'm probably more shocked, like Husam said, that we actually were 3-1 up because I didn't think we deserved to be 3-1 up at the time. I thought Villa were the better team in the game. So to then be in this position, it's just one of them things. And even to Mo's point about talking about like the announcement and stuff, like, I mean, I can hear it. I can fully hear it. There might have been, and I can even agree, actually, there probably would have been a degree of pressure where it wasn't, forget even from Klopp. I don't think Klopp would put pressure. He don't seem like that type of person. It will be more the fans. As Mo said, it will be more do it for Klopp and that kind of stuff. Maybe that did play a part in the team, but I never thought Liverpool's football was sustainable, even when we were 5 points clear or whatever it was. I said, at some point, the way that you play is going to come back to bite you. You cannot win a league anyway, play in this way. Like I've never seen a team ever in the whole Premier League history that I've watched. I've never seen a team win the league playing the way that we play. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So if it had happened, that just tells you how poor the league would have been this season, in my personal opinion. So now this is all happening now. It is what it is. Like, we move, new manager, last game of the season. I'm just here for the vibes, if I'm being totally honest with you.
Yeah, G
Shit,
said he didn't know what to say. I know what to say. I think Terry should know what I'm about to say. Try and come to my gaff and get 3 points. Try and come to Brum and get 3 points. I dare any team to come to Brum and get 3 points. Best city in the world. That's what I wanted to say, actually. Bun Liverpool.
You know what's really funny about that? I don't know who else in the top six, the traditional top six, has, but the fact that Man United went there and won this year.
I mean, Tottenham beat them
We
5-0.
did that.
Tottenham beat them 5-0, innit?
Aston
You know
Villa
what I
at
mean?
home.
Did they beat them 5-0 at Villa Park?
Yeah. Or
Oh, they
4-0.
did, right? Okay, yeah, it's mad. It's mad. Well, they did. Yeah, do you know what though? Their record recently ain't even that good as well. Villa, like, I mean, they haven't won a game in their last 5, but it's just, yeah. Listen,
Yeah,
I
it don't matter. The phrase still applies. Yo, come to Brum and try and get 3 points in it. See you later.
Wow,
Cheers, KJ. Thanks for
your
that cameo,
incredible
mate.
contribution.
Well done, brilliant. As I said yesterday, KJ, you keep doing this, and the P45's coming, mate. 100%. It's on its way. I mean, basically.
I was expecting more, man.
some super chats here. Terry's been exposed of having Sam muted on Twitter. That's not true at all. So, you know, it's weird. It's literally nothing showing up on my like the last thing that's on my timeline is somebody messaging me saying still a gooner not to me. I tweeted saying Martinez, damn, and he says, and that's 2 hours ago. I've had nothing come through since then at all. Although I just followed you back. You're definitely not muted. So OG Sports, right?
Yeah.
I seen it. Yeah, I had to go onto your page to see your tweet. He's not muted. I have a lot of people muted, but not Sam. Liverpool overachieved this season. That's from a United fan.
It depends on what you.
We didn't really overachieve because we should have won the Europa League, in my opinion. We kind of
We
failed.
didn't
this season.
overachieve, we didn't underachieve. We just achieved what's expected.
Yeah, literally, we just achieved. What we
Really?
achieved.
Would you guys say that? 'Cause I still think that Europa League we should have
Ram,
won.
you really
That.
thought you were gonna lift the Premier League with Nunez and Diaz?
No, I
Honestly,
said
be honest.
Europa, bro. Europa.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but that's
Europa,
Europa
as well,
competition.
like-
Talk about Premier League.
okay, so if you go to Leverkusen, you tell me you wouldn't take 2 of their forwards right now to replace our 2?
Oh, 100%. I'll take Schick and
Thank you
Boniface
very
in a
much.
heartbeat. But
Thank you
that's
very
not the point. That's not the point.
Whatever
There are
makes you
other
sleep
players in
well
the
at night.
Liverpool team that I take over Leverkusen.
I personally think Lukaku is better than Nunez, so I'm taking him too.
Whatever makes you sleep well at night, bro.
This here is to you, Mo. I'm going to put you on screen for this one. It says Mo's logic is Klopp's announcement stopped Nunez and Diaz scoring gilt-edged chances.
I actually explained that very well. The pressure got to them for every one of the players. Very simple. The pressure got to them. We actually agreed that the pressure got to them. The boys already said, Mr. David, that the pressure of the title race. So maybe why do you put it to the title race? Why it's not the pressure of not having the right manager? Simple.
There we go. I'm an Arsenal fan, but this notion that Klopp's announcement screwed Liverpool is such basic nonsense. Mo, stop this foolishness. It's embarrassing.
That's fine.
Facts.
Absolutely. Listen, very simple, right? Very simple. Timeline is there, and everyone thinks that the players collapsed. You can put it down to a title race. You can put it down to Mother's Day. You can put it down to Father's Day. But the only big thing that happened this season for Liverpool is one thing. Is Klopp's announcement. And Xabi Alonso say it's not going. I don't see any bigger thing happened this season.
No,
It's
but,
like
Mo,
you
would
were ignoring the big thing and you're putting it to every other thing just to avoid having this conversation. Simple.
Well, if you look at it objectively, right? Because I don't like going back off the start of the season because the season changed throughout the entire campaign. But when I know for a fact G and Husam and Sam would have heard this from myself, I thought Liverpool would be challenging for the league, but when it comes to game week 33, we'll just fall off. We'll just drop off a little bit, and then we won't end up doing anything
I said
in
the
the
same
end.
thing as well. Yeah.
So when you look at it
yeah.
from like an objective kind of viewpoint, it still stays. It comes down to a quality kind of thing, because we wouldn't make those statements at the start of the season if
And
it
you know
was
what
the
the
fact
thing,
that we
Ram, every
believed our
game
squad was
after
good
Palace
enough.
didn't matter as well. Think about this logically. Every game after Palace, that's it. It was over then. Like as soon, and you saw the
Yeah,
players.
the
react.
players knew. The players knew.
The 3 games we dropped points and we dominated all 3 games. We just didn't take our chances. That has nothing to do with Klopp.
Sky are forcing hate towards players. Oh dear, hate video, Terry. Huh or no? This you have to send me the link, bro. Like,
Basically, they were talking about the Nunez chance, and they said something wild about Nunez. It's kind of like you would see a fan say that, but you wouldn't expect Sky Sports to say that.
Really? So I haven't seen. Someone send me the link. I'd say, you know what I want to say to people: if you want me to react to things, yes, I come across some of them, but I see them because people send them to me. So if you don't send me videos of these things, I don't. I love my job, but I don't spend hours a day scrolling through the internet looking for videos. It's
Terry,
typically what people send in.
We know you do.
I really don't, bruv. I'm too busy training my
You're
dog.
like
not
Lucius
feeding my
Fox in
children.
The Dark Knight, man. You just got tons of screens full of Twitter stuff. We know you.
yeah. That's, in fairness, I do have like 4 or 5 screens in front of me. That's actually true. But the thing is, I set that all up with this idea of having loads of things on. It gave me headaches. I only have 1 or 2 screens on at a time. It's just pointless, but that's just me. This here says, big up Terry and the panel. Klopp's announcement is a weak excuse. If so, then these players are crap. And what's interesting next year, I mean, yeah, listen, I think it may have played a part. I think the one bit that holds water is this. I remember listening to so many Liverpool saying, these players better do it for Klopp. Maybe that's got to a few of them. Maybe that's got to a few players, maybe. But Diaz and Nunez, they're still not good enough. Flawed logic. If players can't handle the pressure of challenging, winning trophies, then quit and go catch Pokemon instead.
That's a
Do you
tough
remember
job.
when grown adults?
By the way, Terry, this is the other part of the argument. Let's assume what Mo says is true, and the players can't handle pressure. Okay, good. If the players can't handle pressure, get rid of them. Then they're not good enough to play for Liverpool Football Club. This is the reality.
I hear that.
So it works both ways against the players.
It's a good way of. Yeah, no, I hear you. It's one of the tricks I do on Twitter is I tweet something, right? And then I delete it. And then I wait to see who reposts it with a screenshot of my tweet. And then I just block them. Because anyone who just instantly screenshots one of your tweets is an op and you should delete them. So it's just a little trick to see who people are. I do it a lot. Like I'll tweet something like United will definitely win just to see if like who screenshotted it. And then I'll delete it later if we didn't. And then all the people that like go, you deleted it. I know to block you all because you're weirdos. Anyone who screenshots, it's just strange to me. Anyway, who remembers when grown-ups are walking around the streets of this country trying to catch Pokemon on their phones? Do you remember that craze?
Oh, was that 2017 Pokemon Go?
Remember that?
Yeah.
Grown-ups walking. I remember I thought people had turned to zombies. I remember leaving my house with people everywhere. So what are you doing trying to catch Pokemon? I was like, oh my God. That's when the country started to fall apart, I think. Liverpool fans always complain about their attack, but they always concede multiple goals when they lose. I mean, defensively, there's definitely some deficiencies that need to be addressed because, Sam, you guys do leak chances.
One thing I've always said is that Liverpool don't have the best defense in the league, but they have a defense that they can keep up. Now, I always conceded that we're going to concede chances and maybe even concede 1 or 2 goals. Now, in a cold, if you're looking at this and you're looking at the season, you're going to say, actually, we do need to tighten up our defense, which is fair. But the reason why we say that we go on our attack more is because we expect a lot more from our attack than we do our defense. And you do have to also couple to the fact that, and this is no excuse, but we had a lot of injuries on the defense, a lot of chopping and changing in our defense. So that also comes to play. So when you come to it, and then you look at our attack compared to our defense, you will say, I trust our attack to do their job more than the defense. Now, I'm not saying that our defense is completely fine. Our defense needs revamping. We need other defenders. I think hopefully we will let Matic go. Great servant of the club. We let Matic go and get somebody else. But we expect more from what we dubbed as Liverpool fans one of the best attacks in the world. We expect more from them than what they were producing.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear what you're saying there. Ray here says, Mo is right. When Sir Alex Ferguson announced his retirement, United fell off. The players knew they didn't have to work harder because the main man was leaving. We went on to win the league, bruv. We won the league.
Yeah.
We won the league. And when did Fergie announce Fergie
I swear you guys were in like a little title race with City at that point. So
announces announcement. I'm not too sure when that came. On this day, Fergie announced his retirement. No, see, that's 8th of May. It couldn't have been in May. I almost feel like it was the 8th of May that it came out. That Fergie announced it on the 8th of May. We were already out of the Champions League and the FA Cup. It was right at the end of the season he announced it. So I don't know. I don't think first retirement. You know, that was, yes, you're right. Actually, that's true. In 2003, I think that was. You are right, actually, that season. Sorry, I misread you there, Ray. My apologies. I think Mo is partially correct, but also these players lost the hunger, just look deflated and uninterested. Seems they might have other issues in the club, might not be. I mean, look, ever since United dunked on them twice in a couple of weeks, it just took their hearts, man. It just took their hearts, bruv. Just like when Rocky cut Ivan Drago and he's done a machine. Remember that moment? That's what we did. Hello, Egal.
What's up? Mo, I don't know why you laughed when I came on screen. How you doing, bro? Listen, I'm just gonna say this. When it comes to Liverpool, I did tell you, Ram. I did tell you. Husam did warn you. I don't know if just G was on the same page as Husam. Sam, you're relatively calm, but when it comes to Liverpool fans, understand that this was foreshadowed from the beginning. You guys said you didn't have the squad. You guys said you guys were not expecting to be in a title race this season. You guys played out of your skin and reached a peak at this season. And now this season alone, you've seen the highs and the lows of a Jurgen Klopp side. You guys ran out of gas near the end, and also ran out of confidence. The moment you dropped those points versus Aston Villa, the moment you got knocked out by Manchester United, Atlanta, and then the final straw that broke the camel's back was the Crystal Palace game. Today's game was another form of that situation.
I think it started against Man City.
The moment Aston Villa gained some confidence, Liverpool shrunk, and they're like, you know what? It's done. Basically, you got at that point, I thought you guys were going to even lose. Aston Villa had all the confidence. You were 3-1 up and threw it away. And week 30 in the Premier League, I said, I want Man City to lose to Liverpool in that title decider because I knew you guys were going to drop points. I knew you guys were going to get to this situation. But now I'm just going to say this. This season alone, we've witnessed the past, the present, and the future of Liverpool Football Club. You guys are going to be a top 4 team next year. And I think that's going to be what your future is going forward. We've seen the peaks of where you guys were challenging for the title. Jurgen Klopp looking good, playing fluid football. Mo Salah banging in form. Van Dijk playing amazing. And then we've seen the past also. We've seen moments where you guys didn't have as much confidence going into the season. So this culmination this season is well and truly an example of what Jurgen Klopp has done at your club. He's given you guys so much confidence, and at times you guys always come short. And hopefully my team doesn't have the same fate as you guys.
How do you know we're not going to improve
it's going to
on
happen
this year?
We're not come through this season. But actually, what Egal was saying, I actually did say this earlier on, that I don't think Liverpool are going to be touching a title in the next three years. I'm not going to lie to you.
I want to know, how did you guys deal with 97 points, 92 points? How on earth did you deal with that loss? Because right now, if I lose, I'm going to be sad. But I couldn't imagine 97 points.
Because we won a Champions League. That's how we dealt with it.
Yeah,
that's true.
You could say that. I think just simplify it. When you come up against a team that is just better than you, you can kind of live with it. Like, you're not losing to a team that you believe is worse than you. So to get that many points, you did your best. You didn't you didn't finish the season and it was like, we couldn't do our best and gain these points. At the end of the day,
and you probably just articulated it so much better than I did on the Top 6 show yesterday, where we were talking about like what is success, what is failure, and I was making the example that there were people that run some of the fastest times in human history during Usain Bolt's peak, but they didn't win the major medals because he was just faster. But they were still one of the fastest men to ever run on this planet. That doesn't make them failures because they didn't win those Olympic golds or those it just sometimes who you come up against counts. And we were talking about the enjoyment of football and how if you can only enjoy it when you win, you may go through some periods where no matter how good you are, there's just a team or in individual sports, a group of people that are just that little bit better. And no matter how hard you work, no matter how hard you push, you don't get over the line. But I think that's how you deal with it. Like City are just, generally speaking, they're better. They have been and are better than both of your teams. And if you live with that, doesn't mean you shouldn't push your team to get better. Shouldn't mean you shouldn't ask to keep going. But I agree with you, G, 100%.
No, I was gonna say this. Like, even I wouldn't say the 2021-22. I would say more we messed about in the beginning of the season and we had to catch up to I think it was like a 14-point deficit.
14.
Yeah, 14-point deficit. So it didn't hurt as much then, but I would say it did hurt 18-19 season, because that was probably one of the best, not even Liverpool teams, that was probably one of the best Premier League teams I've seen all time, and we still didn't win it. But again, we won the Champions League, and it's one of those things, it's like when you see a team like that, you know you're going to win trophies. It's just when and how you're going to do it. So yeah, but going back to what I said, at this point, I really do not. I really hope they change my mind and they prove me wrong. But I really don't see Liverpool with the manager that we have, with everything that's going on. I really don't see Liverpool really going for a title for the next 3 years.
I think it depends on the transfer window. If we have a really good transfer window where we get some players in that are of that certain quality, then it may change my mind. But again, there's a lot of ifs and buts. Like we're asking to have like an 18-19 transfer window where we just go out and sign one of the best goalkeepers or one of the best DMs.
There's no evidence to say that the manager that's coming in is going to be able to have success with you guys. That's the truth. There's no evidence to say that he will be a failure, but to come into Premier League, we've seen managers from other leagues struggle when in their first season to get used to the league. So it could be a situation, not only is it going to be a transition for you guys as a team, it could be a transition year for the manager also, getting used to a new league, getting used to a new situation where he's facing teams and different styles.
Yeah, look, I mean, there's no guarantee in either direction. I think you're absolutely right. I think at the very least, I mean, the record of Dutch managers in the Premier League is not particularly good. At the same time, I hate saying this, but Martin Edwards is. No, it's not
Michael Edwards.
Michael Edwards. Martin Edwards, Man United. Edwards is absolutely phenomenal at his job. So it's the trust that I think Liverpool fans have in him that it probably makes them a little bit relaxed. But I think you've got to, at least we've got to watch some pre-season football at least before I think we start to make that call. Because the one thing I would say is I don't think any of us sitting here, Strasbourg Steve isn't with us today, has been watching Feyenoord play football. Like I just don't, none of us have watched it. So we don't really have any anecdotal views on something that we haven't watched and seen. A few more super chats here. First one says, if Liverpool beat Palace, Everton, West Ham, and Villa, they would be 3 points clear right now with the title in their hands. Biggest bottle job ever is what Jay Gooney has got to say here.
If Arsenal beat Fulham, West Ham, it's the same stuff, bro. You cannot nitpick the games. It's the whole season. You have to look at it. You can't just nitpick.
It's true. I mean, look, I look at it this way, right? If Man United would have beaten Spurs, Arsenal, Brighton, Crystal Palace, Man City, Newcastle, Bournemouth, if we'd have won all those, we'd be in title race as well. Do you know? We do it for everybody. Do you know what I mean? It's not pressure. Diaz and Nunez are just shit. Is what David says here. I can't believe Mo and Husam have a channel together. The channel reminds me of myself. Two people who argue a lot. However, create something great together. Hang on a minute. But you said reminds you of yourself.
How can two people remind you of yourself?
Yeah. Have you seen the film Split? Have you seen
Yes.
Patrizia. I love it. Big up yourself, Zane. Klopp is making trash transfers, and it's Klopp. Yeah, Klopp's not. I don't think many managers are good at transfers nowadays. It's a thing. And Gunnar adds here, says, "Come on, you Spurs." Well, yes, I'm sure every Arsenal fan will be putting on their imaginary Spurs shirts tomorrow, hoping for a Tottenham. I think for the Premier League, I would like. Look, I know you guys probably won't agree, but I'd like a Spurs win tomorrow because it makes the final day of the season amazing. Actually, do you know
Who's you guys wouldn't agree? I'd agree. I want Spurs to beat
Couldn't
City.
care less.
Do you know what? Actually, not even a Spurs win. Do you know what? I'd like a Spurs a draw because then it will be decided probably on goal difference, which means the day's a bit more of a shootout.
2.0.
Like, can you imagine?
You just want payback for that Aguero, don't you, Terry?
No, do you know what it is? No, I mean, I don't want City to win it. That's not a dig at City. It's just a four-peat thing. But
listen,
I'm honestly thinking about it from a content creating point of view. And if you go into the final day of the season, say it's Arsenal a point ahead or City are 2 points ahead. If either Arsenal or City goes 1 or 2-0 up in the opening 20 minutes, all the excitement's gone. It's finished. It's over. I want it to be where it doesn't matter if one team goes 2-0 up, the other team could still score 4 or 5 goals and win the league. It would just be, I think it would be amazing viewing. I'm
Terry, imagine this.
From a content point of view.
Delivers Arsenal their first league title in 20 years by beating Man City at home. His fans will want him on a stick after that. It's going to be mental.
Maybe, but not if listen, Villa have got to go Crystal Palace final of the season. That is not an easy place right now. If they win Tottenham, I think that's a lot of public gesturing. If they were to win tomorrow, they then play Sheffield United final game of the season. They could find themselves in the Champions League next year. Now, I'm sure Ange is pushing that into his players a lot more than he's listening to the fans say, please, please lose. I don't think the managers, when did Arsenal lose in Baku when the same time as Spurs were in Champions League final? Yeah. I know there was all those videos of AFTV guys saying, I'd rather lose the final so Spurs don't win. There's no way, though, Poch went, guys. Do you know what I mean? Have you seen those videos on AFTV? I think there's no way. Sorry, Unai Emery went in as a guy who's got to throw this final against Chelsea. It just wouldn't happen. So I don't think it matters. But anyway, boys, I appreciate you all coming on. One of the final individual Liverpool match reaction show of the season. So I appreciate you all coming on so diligently throughout the course of the campaign. This video is going to take you through to whose channel is it going to, Husam?
Husam. This is football.
It's going to This Is Football. So go and watch the show over there. A-Listers is now on. Until next time, everybody, take care. Goodbye. God bless. And we'll see you all again soon.